Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hallmark Guy Podcast. I am Baptiste, the Hallmark Guy, and I'm back with the new 2025 Hallmark Channel's Coutdown To Christmas movie recap and review. The final new movie I watched, even though it was they still have three premiere after that, but it's the final one I watched out of the new ones. A Sweet Holiday Romance, which premiered on Saturday, December 13th, 2025 at 8/7 Central on Hallmark Channel and starred Jessie Schramm in her comeback to Hallmark, not after a while, but first movie since Mystic Christmas in 2023, and Dominic Sherwood in his second Hallmark movie after Haunted Wedding in 2024. Without further ado, let's get into the recap. Sabrina has been hired to ghostwrite a memoir on the Grand Fairbanks Hotel, the setting of the famous Cordelia children books in New York. She's staying at the hotel to write the memoir of Grayson Westcott, the hotel hard dealer. He deals art. Is it for the hotel? Is he the owner of the hotel? I don't really know. I don't think we know. Also staying there is Lord Braxton, who is in New York for a charity event. He's there with Ian, who is basically his nanny. I'm sure he has an official title, but the guy is his nanny. Lord Braxton has a tendency to fall in love and propose really quickly, so Ian has to keep an eye on him. Serena's best friend is obsessed with the royals, and that's interesting to know. After her first meeting with Grayson Westcott, Sabrina goes to the hotel bar to get some food, but starts eating Ian's order. It is awkward, but they talk about it and they enjoy each other's company. During her meetings with Grayson, we learned that he started as a butler in the hotel and worked for Hazel Holly, who lived in the hotel to write the Cordelia books, and they had a friendly relationship, with her often giving him life advice. We go back in time with Sabrina and Grayson start to look somewhere in the room, and then we see the scene back in the time when Grayson was younger, spending time with Hazel. But what's good is that we see them as they were really seeing the scene, like being taken into the scene. So that's nice. Sabrina meets her best friend in the hotel restaurant, and her friend believes that Ian is Lord Braxton, and she will make Sabrina believe it. And during the rest of the movie, she will believe it, but never really mention it to him. And every time they get close, like special dates or moments, Ian gets called away because the real Lord Braxton fell in love with the hotel jewelry store employee, and he's afraid he will propose. There's a lot of instances where we believe that he proposed, or like they're going to get married, or they just got married. But Lord Braxton is staying in the hotel. Well, the employee knows, but no one really knows what Lord Braxton looks like, and so he's in the hotel incognito. So Ian never mentions to Sabrina what he is there for, what he that he's there for Lord Braxton, and so Sabrina is annoyed every time he's taken away. But she always gives him a second chance, like another chance, not a second chance, because she gives him more than two. During her meetings with Grayson, we learned that when he was younger, he fell in love with Charlotte, a rich girl who was staying at the hotel, and asked for his help during the mistletoe social, as she wanted to escape from her boyfriend because she thought he was going to propose, and they had not been dating for long enough. She and her boyfriend ended up bringing up, and she left for Europe. When the charity event Lord Braxton is in New York for comes around, his mom and grandma, Lady Braxton, come to town, and Sabrina realized that Lady Braxton is Charlotte. So, and during the event, Sabrina also learned that Ian is not Lord Braxton when the real Lord Braxton is called to speak on the mic. And she is mad. And she says he lied to him. And it's like, she's like, I don't want to hear about him anymore. And after reuniting Charlotte and Grayson, Sabrina realizes that she loves Ian, and decide to go tell him, but he has already left for the airport. So she packs her things and is about to head home, but he is waiting for her in the lobby. He came back for her. They kiss, and the movie ends with Charlotte and Grayson getting married. I really liked this movie. What really worked for me was the setting. I did a video in December, beginning of December, for the movies that I was most excited about in December, and that was one of them. Um, I think the setting of like it's kind of the plaza without being the plaza. It's probably supposed to be the plaza. I really like that she was staying in the hotel. She had a robe. It gave me a lot of Home Alone 2 vibes. I could see Macaulay Culkin wearing the robe and her living in the hotel, the beautiful, like, again, plaza style hotel at Christmas felt really magical, really Christmassy. I like that. I like the setting. And I like the movie was taking place basically in one place. Every time they would go out to Central Park, Lake Central Park, because it was not shot in New York at all, or she she's a writer, but like not a famous writer. So she also works at a coffee shop, and at some point she goes back to the coffee shop because she was in New York. And I was like, no, let's go back to the hotel. I'm like, I felt weird every time we left the one setting. So I liked the setting. It was really magical, really Christmassy. And I liked the whole atmosphere of it. What I really enjoyed and what I wasn't expecting was the back in time scenes. Every time we would go back to Hazel and young Grayson, and then looking at the scenes and getting the insight from that time and the storyline from that time, but the way we went back, Hazel was really seemed like a really nice character, really nice person, and I love the conversations. I love the way it was done, and yeah, I love the back in time to that even more. I would say magical time at a hotel like that because that hotel feels really. It was not the 20s, but like felt really 20s into like 60s or something. I don't know. Like, I don't really know time like that, but it felt really back in time already being in the hotel. So then really seeing back in time, because you know how the plaza is done, like the decor and stuff like that, it felt like an back in time classy. So then really getting to go back in time, I really liked. And the characters are really likable. I like Sabrina. I liked Ian. And I really liked Hazel. I like Grayson. I love the best friend. She was so funny with her royal obsession because I love the royal family as well. So I was like, we're kind of, I see a little bit of myself in her. So all the characters were likable. The Lord Braxton, not that much, but because of him like getting falling in love too easily. But yeah, but we didn't really care about him. And even the royals, when Lady Braxton and Lord Braxton's mom, she has a name, I can't remember it, came to New York, I was like, they were likable. They were the big royals, like looking down at you and stuff like that. So everyone was likable, really enjoyed it. It was nice to see Jessie Schramm again in a Hallmark movie. Last year she came to the Hallmark Christmas experience. It was like she doesn't have a movie this year. So like that's kind of weird to make her comments like because what's her relationship with Hallmark now? And then she had a movie again this year and she went there again and I got a picture with her. And then we got the picture, so like, oh cute. And it's like, well, we got the picture last year also. And she was like, oh well, I like that kind of tradition we have going on. We need one next year. And she reposted my picture in her story, so that was really nice. The first time like the podcast got noticed on social media by another actor from Hallmark, so that was really nice. Well, Tyler Hines might have liked my picture before. But yeah, so it was really like what I did not like, um, I mentioned it, we're not really clear. It's not really clear who she's writing the book about. He's deals art, but like at first I thought she was writing about the whole Cordelia thing. And then it's like, oh, she's writing about that guy. Like, is he the owner? He deals art, but is he the owner? To me, that wasn't clear. Maybe I missed something, but that's what I did not realize. Like, I kind of knowing it's like I feel like I could get more out of this. And then the bigger thing, and I think that's I didn't really well, I pointed it out in like in my head like watching the movie, but in the end when I made my review on Letterboxd, I didn't think about that. But everyone pointed it out on Letterboxd. She made that whole story up in her head. She's mad at him. She's like, you lied to me about being Lord Braxton. He never said anything. And you never really told him anything about it. It's like you made this whole movie in your head. So don't be mad at him. He didn't do anything. So that was the two things that I did not like. One thing to point out, usually I mean, with Hallmark, a lot of time you can see how things are going to end up, or well, the two are going to end up together. You don't know how, but sometimes you can figure out some stuff. And I did not see the Charlotte thing coming. I did not until the moment which Sabrina was literally looking at, or like, no, Charlotte mentioned like I came to New York as a little girl, or something like that. Oh, she was from New York. It was like, oh wait, when Lady Braxton says I'm from New York, I said, oh wait, she's Charlotte. But it took me until the moment almost Sabrina realized she was Charlotte. So it was like I did not see that one coming, and that was a pleasant surprise. that the whole Lady Braxton Charlotte thing. So I really like that. And that was one thing to point out, is that I did not see it coming. Final thoughts. It really was inspired by the whole Eloise of the Plaza thing. I've never read, I don't know if it's probably books. I've never read the books, never seen the movies, but I know about Eloise of the Plaza, even without having know anything about, just knowing the title. I was like, yeah, Cordelia at the Plaza or something. This is Eloise, or Cordelia at the Fairbanks Hotel or something. That's Eloise at the Plaza. It's a movie I really liked. It is really high in my final ranking. I gave it a 4 stars. And I did not really know where it would end up. And in the end, I was like, I had a really great time. During the whole movie, I was like thinking maybe 3.5. And I said, you know what? 4. I don't, why 3.5? I had a really nice time. So yeah. And what's different is that I used to be really excited about movies about Christmas in New York. And then for the past years, it was like, I want small town Christmas. But I was really excited about Christmas in New York again. So yeah, I've been looking forward to that one and did not disappoint. Ended up as being his favorite one. And I've seen a few people put it in their favorites too. So that's really exciting. So let me know in the comments what you thought about A Sweet Holiday Romance. Like, video, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at the Hallmark Guy Podcast. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.